Hi, everybody. It's Heather with Reflecting Inward Life Coaching, and this is video 4 from my personal career profile for those who are interested in finding a truly good career fit based upon your personal values, beliefs, goals, dreams, and interests. So, at this point, we have already gone through self discovery, we have gone through career research on a website, and we've even done some career expert interviews and maybe even made some connections to provide a mentorship or some sort of volunteer experience so that you can get more experience in a career field before you commit to it and to build your resume and get a head start on the direction you want to go in your life. For those of you who have gone through the career exploration and you have not really found a good fit yet, nothing seems to be hitting the right place for you, that's what this video is for today. So how do you know? How do you know if a career is the right fit for you? If you're still unsure, this is for you. So first of all, when it comes to how to know, and you feel a bit off about any situation, this is probably the most difficult question to answer. How do I know? How do I know if they're the right person to marry, right person to marry? How do I know if it's time to quit my job? How do I know if I should buy this house? How do I know if I'm ready to be a parent? How do I know if this career is the best fit for what do I want to accomplish in my life? Well, how do we know? And I really wish there was a quick and a simple answer for this, but there's really not. Like so many other things in life, we need to take some time to look inward. So I have some ideas for you to ponder over. And the first one is just breathe, because this doesn't have to be your final answer. This isn't a one and done. And when you're 18, you figure out the rest of your life today, and you better be happy with it. That's not how it works. So first, remember that you don't know all that there is to know about what's happening in the world and how to fit that into a bigger picture yet. As you gain more life experience, you will be drawn to and you'll be motivated to make the decisions that will shift your life focus a bit, just here and there, until you find your true niche, which is the comfortable spot that feels right for you. So don't be afraid to pursue something that feels like it's calling you, but seems to be missing something. So move forward confidently and choose to excitedly adjust your sails for whatever new adventure the wind guides you towards throughout life. Okay. So for over 20 years, nearly every job I had for which I applied was aligned with my values and had what I believed was an important mission. At least I thought it was an alignment with my personal mission when I first started the job there. Based upon what was on paper, it seemed like it was a good fit for my mission and my goals. And I learned great things about myself and what I felt passionate about with every flaw and frustration that I had in those roles. And each one brought me a step closer to what I needed to learn and to do to prepare myself with the appropriate skills and knowledge to start reflecting inward life coaching. Reflecting inward wasn't something I just came up with one day and put together in 2 weeks. Actually, it did take about 2 weeks for me to put it together legally as a business. However, it took 20 years of experience in different jobs, different roles, different encounters with people in various categories of work. I've worked for universities, for hospitals, for schools. I've worked for all sorts of different environments. And each one of them, I learned skills to help me become who I am and to bring you what I'm bringing you today. So things will fall into place with time. So be open to new and sometimes uncomfortable opportunities. See conversations with others as opportunities to learn and to grow toward your future. Talking with people with similar interests may spark new ideas or even introduce you to a profession that you never knew existed. Okay? Also, consider that the average person changes careers over 7 times in their lifetime. So instead of expecting this one and only career to fall in your lap when you're 18, consider how careers you may be interested in overlap and which could be stepping stones to get you to number 7 when you're 35 or 40 years old. Perhaps this goal will be your personal gold mine of a career that you want to work towards, number 7 or number 6 or number 5. So what stepping stones can lead you to where you eventually want to be? Because honestly, one step at a time is the best process to get somewhere instead of just expecting to jump straight in, okay, at the top. P.S. When I said which of these can be stepping stones to get to number 7 when you're 40, 40 isn't as old as you may think it is. So enjoy life now. Be in the moment. Don't wait for a magic event, person, or even a career to make you happy. Find what you are grateful for in life now, and it will make the career journey throughout your lifetime so much more meaningful and enjoyable. Okay? Side note on this, okay? You don't ever need to feel like you have to take a job that has no meaning or purpose for you at all. Okay? Apply for the ones that you feel align with your overall values and that you're qualified for right now. And remember that if you end up doing something that you don't feel passionate about, that you don't really feel like aligns with your goals, find something about it that is meaningful as far as the contribution it has to your community. So, for example, if you end up stocking shelves at a grocery store, rest assured that my 4th graders appreciate you for the order you provide to prevent the loss of lives over the last jar of peanut butter. Yes, we have talked about life-saving grocery store stockers. I worked as a server for special events and as a substitute teacher when I was getting Reflecting Inward off the ground. Both of these positions allowed me to connect with people and share what I am doing with them. And this furthered my goals of helping all levels of students. These jobs just kind of presented themselves. They presented themselves as opportunities and worked out very quickly. So what you need in the moment will fall into place when you're headed in the right direction and when you're open to possibilities. Okay, you need to believe that. Move forward, talk to people about your goals, your vision, and allow yourself to be bumped, and opportunities will open up to you. All right, the next thing I wanted to talk about is maybe it seems like a good fit, but something still seems to be just kind of missing. You don't feel like it's all there. You're not super excited about it. Or maybe even you've started a job thinking that it was going to be this fulfilling thing that was going to match all your goals, and something still is missing. So at that point, I would say reflect on your Ikigai. And we haven't particularly talked about Ikigai in these video series yet. It's going to come next. But this is what the Japanese call your life purpose. Okay, so if you haven't heard of Ikigai before, check out my personal career profile, and just under the section we just completed on career expert interview questions, there's a section where you can click on it. It takes you to a website, and you can actually do more reading on the Ikigai and do that activity to figure that out. Okay, so this Ikigai will continue to develop with experience throughout your life. When you realize, oh, it's missing this, it's missing that. Oh, I really feel passionate about this that I didn't realize was out there until now. If you feel that you found a good fit, but something is still missing, I want you to think about your passion, because chances are what you're passionate about is the part that's missing. What is saying to you, I just can't not do this? It's too important. What is the career lacking in its current state that needs to be tweaked? Look at your conversation notes from your career expert interview. What kind of bothers you about it? Is the field not addressing something that is important to you? And can your strengths realistically contribute to that missing something in a way that might create a better situation for the career field? Do you have a drive to push yourself to make the specific contribution in the field? For example, when I was teaching, schools were not addressing self-acceptance, emotional intelligence, or helping students find their passion. And they certainly were not doing any work on healing the inner child. Heaven forbid, parents might feel like they hurt their child. But you know what? 80 to 85% of the world is suffering in all aspects of adulthood because of a traumatic experience as a child. And it doesn't have to be that the parent was trying to ruin their child. As a matter of fact, it's likely never the case that a parent was trying to ruin their child. Okay, so this isn't a matter of parents being at fault for anything. They were simply doing the best they could with what they had been given themselves so far in life. So, tiny little side note there. I'm back, I'm okay. So, we definitely weren't doing any of these things. And because we weren't doing these things in the classroom, because where else were they going to get it? Our students, my students, were hindered. Okay, their motivation to learn and to communicate in better ways was stunted at that point because they weren't getting the additional help that was a foundation to feeling like I can and I am motivated to learn in the classroom. So, as a part of the Reflecting Inward program, I created a professional development option for educators to implement these topics regularly in their classrooms. And if they didn't feel like they had the flexibility to actually talk about these topics, at least they had the foundation and the knowledge and skills themselves to be able to bring that into the classroom as a beacon from themselves. Okay? So just because something isn't working in the most effective way right now, it does not mean it cannot be done. It just needs the right minds to collaborate to put the pieces together. And if you feel driven to improve the field and provide a better situation for future generations, then perhaps you need to do some more research on how your strengths and dream can come together for a better world and how that can be applied. So collaborate with more professionals in the field and discuss ways to overcome the obstacles that exist that are keeping you from being able to bring your passion into that field. Listen to and understand the realities of the situation and ask them for input based upon their experience. We need your strengths, your vision, and your drive to create the social, emotional, financial, economic, environmental, and family security necessary for tomorrow's thriving world. Bring what you can provide into the career you're interested in to make it a better option and opportunity for your community and for society as a whole. Okay, again, next thing. Nothing seems to be quite right. Not feeling drawn to anything in particular. If this is the case, don't despair because you may need to create something completely unique to solve a problem in the world that is important to you and in a way that has not been conceived yet. So this is entrepreneurship. This is starting a new business or a new opportunity. But it's not, entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about finding ways, new ways to solve problems, especially if they're old problems, okay? What does your ideal situation look like? If you were to imagine the perfect job, the perfect role, consider answering the 5 W's of writing. What are you doing in that role? Where are you doing it? When do you do it? Why are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? And also consider, how are you doing it? Okay? If you express yourself best in writing, write it down by hand or typing. If you communicate best verbally, tell someone else about it and do some troubleshooting with them. Put your minds together. If you're visual, create a vision board. If you're tactile, which means you like to physically manipulate things, then you would create a vision board by cutting out actual pictures from old magazines and creating collage on a poster board. But if you're more technologically inclined, you might create that vision board by finding pictures on Google and then copying and pasting them onto a Google slide for your vision board. Okay. Do you have a great imagination? Then what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to meditate on the dream in your head. Create that, basically like a daydream. What does it smell like, taste like, feel like, sound like, look like in this dream job that you're doing every day? I also want you to consider how you emotionally feel while you're doing this job, while you're in this career that you're creating, that is in the future. And whatever method you choose, I want you to paint the picture. I want you to believe in it. I want you to be grateful for what you have done thus far in your life to get you to where you are creating this. And I want you to be open to opportunities that will guide you down the right path in the future to get there, because you may not know how to get there, but if you can visualize it and you can communicate it and you can move toward it in small ways, then you can reach that goal. For example, this video is part of my goal to help hundreds of millions of people around the world. My ultimate goal really is to create a reality TV show and have it available to everyone on how to overcome childhood trauma, how to find your optimal career, following people, real people, as they do the exploration process, as they heal the inner child and share with us vulnerably how this makes them feel, how they have grown, what kind of, how their minds have changed, their thinking has changed, how they have grown to have hope in their future and how that is going to impact future generations for them compared to how they started. Also expanding by taking these people and putting them into businesses around the world, and those businesses teach them how to build a business, how to create a product, and then they go back to their community and they say, my community needs this, and I'm going to create a company because I've been shown how to do it. I'm confident in how to do it, and I can help my community bring power control back to my community and give them options. And be someone that can mentor someone else in my community. Be a part of the growth that happens. So my vision is much bigger. It is these little videos I'm doing right now, which have a huge impact thus far. The goal for me is to have a worldwide impact, is to have everyone in the world with the opportunity to thrive because there's awareness and everyone in the world is sharing what they know for the benefit of mankind. That is my goal. That's my big goal. And these videos that I'm doing right now are the beginning of my big picture goal. Welcome. We're in the same place with that. Okay. All right. I also want you to consider that some people don't have one specific career path. Maybe there isn't one that's going to fill all your needs and be perfect. Some people have so many passions and so many options that could potentially be somewhere where they could find happiness. So it makes it difficult to find just one right one when many could be a potential fit that you could find a passion for. Remember that one career may open doors to other opportunities as we move forward. So don't be afraid if needing to find the right one. Don't be afraid of needing to find the right one to be happy. Okay, like I said before, find joy, find meaning, find gratitude in whatever's happening right now, because whatever you've chosen to do right now will open the door for the next step. And if you're not doing something right now that's going to open a door for the next step, start looking for something you can be doing right now for that next step, like creating a video to help others find their career passion, so that someday, somewhere, maybe someone will see it and say, we want to help fund this reality TV show that she wants to do and make a worldwide change because we believe in her mission. Okay? Take a small step in the direction while you're still working, doing something else, and you never know what doors can open for you. Okay? Learn all that you can from the meaningful roles that you do have and see how they can potentially move forward toward other goals. And I would also suggest there's a TED Talk called Why Some of Us Don't Have One True Calling. I would suggest checking out that TED Talk. You can go to YouTube or you can go straight to the TEDx website to see that. Again, it's Why Some of Us Don't Have One True Calling. It talks about multi-potentialities, meaning you have potential in many different areas, so selecting just one of them is not going to work for you. You could select many of them. And also how you can create an entirely new field or role in the world and accept the amazing potential of that role, no matter what it is. Okay, so I want to just remind you at the end of this video that every person you talk to could give you a piece of the puzzle. This very document that I'm sharing with you, and it's in my personal career profile, okay? What I'm talking about right now in this video is an actual document called How Do I Know, okay? So this document I'm sharing with you and this information I'm sharing with you was only created because I was talking to a UCLA student the night that I created that resource. And that conversation made me realize that there are some students or individuals that may really get stuck at this point in the career exploration process. And they may need a little more guidance, a little bit more hope to piece things together instead of just thinking, oh, well, there's nothing out there for me. What do I do now? I'm again at square one with no help. Okay, this is why I created this particular document and this resource to share with you this information, because I don't want you to ever feel like there's not something you can do. There is always something that can be done. And if the next something that can be done is to reach out to me via message, email, through the website, whatever you need to do when you feel stuck, there's always a way. There is always a way. Okay? So I added this little extra coaching for those that needed it. And I would also say consider Googling some keywords from your ideal career. So, for example, for me, toward the beginning of my research, I might have used the example of searching best programs that teach emotional intelligence in public schools. Okay, because that was one of my main concerns was students were not being taught emotional intelligence in public schools. So is there a program that already exists that is successful? How is it successful? How is it limited? What strengths do you have that can improve the effectiveness of that program? In other words, what do you have to offer that isn't already there? What do you need to do to create that unique opportunity? I had to start a nonprofit instead of a for-profit business because I believe in being the example of working as a community to lift each other up instead of making about money. If I had made it a for-profit business, it would have limited low-income families, low-income individuals' participation, and that would ultimately defeat the purpose of this program. So do the research, follow your passion, and create your dream, one tiny step at a time. And don't forget to talk to everyone you come in contact with. You are wonderful, you are valuable, I love you, and I really cannot wait to see what you do with this information. Reach out if you have any questions, and I look forward to helping you and seeing where this goes in the future. See you next time.